Goodness, those guys are tearing something up. We're working out great. Who's here? Carver, Jerry Satterell, thank you. PDRE, good evening. I'm getting a train set up to run in the back because if Wilmer can do it, I can too. So. All righty, everybody. Hello, Carver. Hello, Dwayne, Jerry, Dwight. Nice to stop by. uh, Drunk Incorporated Customs. Hello. Kevin Amos. Kevin Brown. Hello. Nice to see you. Run a little train in the background because, Wilmer can do it. I can too. So, Nancy, hello. Thank you for stopping in. Shane's Trains. Thank you for stopping in. I'm going to turn this down a little bit, though. You got to have a little fun while you're doing this, guys. So, how many we got in here? 16 so far, so I'll let it set up just for a few minutes. I got a little bit late start trying to set this up. So, let's see who else, if I missed any. Nope, Rob's in here. So hello to him. Dwight, yep, he's in here. You're Naked 4, welcome. Let's see if this gets up the 2.5% plus grade I have. And it did. It did good. It's going to run on its own for a while we're having the show. Well, you're here now, Container Man, so thank you for stopping by. I am running an old DC loco, so it's grinding and grunting and it's getting a little bit warmed up. Hasn't been run in a while, so but it's chugging along. So So hopefully everybody's week's going okay. It's kind of crazy. It's been crazy out there. So hello, Anthony, Georgia Sunbelt. The good thing about running this old DC Loco is I can kind of see where I need more feeders because I'm really not done putting feeders in here yet. I'm on the back side here. I got a big, long 16-foot run. I think I need a few more feeders in there because it kind of slows out, gets a little bit of the current. It loses a little bit of it. But hello, Michael McCarville. So, yeah, I can tell where it's really juiced good and where it's kind of needing some more feeders, which especially this front part's really good. But the back part I know needs a couple more. I think I only have one in there right now, maybe one up on the incline, which that's all I can do on that unless I tear it up. So yeah, it's probably, Roy, when I'm done, that's probably what it's going to be. The yard will be a little bit more juice because of the turnouts. Of course, I'll doing the Kato Unitrack, I'll use the little connectors. I'll use their feeders. So I'll, do each switch insulated each end and then power it at, every end where it's insulated. So, but yeah, I definitely have to go. I at least need 4 more sets of feeders on this one side. You can tell when it runs down that one side, it slows it down. So. And then, of course, it runs down that big grade inside the mountain and just takes off. Sparky, hello. Nice to see you. But if I really want to be ambitious next show, maybe I'll run about a 30-car freight. Just let it go. So doing good, Sparky. I don't think anything new other than I've been trying to work on my project, which I'll talk to you about. I find a piece of it. That's the great thing about being down here. I've started to work on my elevator, but I got to find some little bit better way to cut these PVC pipes. I think what I'm going to use is a good old-fashioned way with a real fine blade. I've got 2 of these. Put this in a miter box to make sure I'm cutting it straight. When I use my circular saw or angle saw, I think the blade is made for wood, not for fine cutting. I could change the blade and it probably would cut it perfect every time. So that was the start of it. I've got to get these cut. In the meantime, I will start on working on the backdrop in that corner a little bit, making that abandoned factory. So well, we can all celebrate that. You naked for how long, I don't know, but take advantage of it while you can. So well, good deal, Sane. Good to hear. So hopefully you'll see it running right by me here in a minute. I'm trying to look at the camera, see where it goes. You really can't see it. Huh. Well, probably because my town's blocking it, but um, 5 if you count the one sitting out front of my house. I don't know why. Maybe I did something wrong. I don't know. He's been there since I got home. But Rodney, thank you for stopping in. Nice to see you. So that's where I'm at. I'm working on this, trying to get this cut a little bit better. You can kind of see it's and plus here it's jagged. Really got to get a smooth cut. Like this side was already cut with something, or this is the bottom of it. So if I find maybe a fine blade that'll cut that, I can get them together and get that going as well. So Only thing I did pick up was my dad got me a tank car. I have no tank cars really. I had a couple that I've tried to put couplers on that didn't work, but this is my first one. This is a nice micro train, so it's really nice. So I got to put the little details on it. I think it's got a couple little details maybe. Um, Placards probably. That's what it looks like. I'll put them on there. This says GATX Republic, so I'm not sure. I'm not really sure it's got reporting marks on each end, so I'm not really sure what era this is. General American Transportation Corp. Man, my eyes. 39-foot single tanker. So, real nice. So, Gaffa Haynes, you in here? Well, hello, Gaffa. Nice to see you in here. So that's what I'm kind of really working on is that there. So any suggestions, I'd be open to them. But yeah, I've got to figure out how to cut these pieces to get at least 10 of these total. This is a little bit higher, so I've got a little bit more to work with here to cut off. And I'll probably make them all about 7 inches tall. That kind of fits in with my other buildings and stuff and looks good to me. So that's what I'm going to go off. Gaffa, we like all folks here. So there you go. Oh, we haven't picked on Gaffa. I don't think I've picked on Gaffa in a long time because I really haven't talked to him for a while. So it's good he's in here. We can pick on him a little bit. You got to have fun a little bit. Dwayne's Fork and Spoon, hello. Thank you for stopping in. I didn't know if I seen you earlier, if you were here. William Bryant, hello. Nice to see you here. So my next project, and I'll get this out, as I talked about this a little bit ago, I think back in the fall, is I'm going to take my old Walters engine house, which I didn't do a good job on from the start. We're going to fuse this together, something like this. And I do have the roof and everything for this, so that's going to be fine. It's going to be a roof kind of like this, like you see the inside part. So being put together, I'll take this little tab off here. We'll get this all lined up nice. So probably look like this on the inside. I'll rust up these supports, make it look like an old abandoned factory. Could cover up one of these windows here or break out pieces of it. But that's what this is going to be. It's going to have weeds on the outside. Most likely, I'm going to try to start this project this weekend since I got to figure out a way to get this pipe cut better for the big project I want to do, the big scratch build. But definitely be video coming on this first step once I get it done. So there might be two kind of project videos going on at the same time, but you know what? That's okay. I'm gonna have fun with it. So this will cover a pretty good amount of the backdrop. This is pretty big. I mean, I know a lot of people do have Walters kits, so. Right, right, Shane. That's kind of what I did with this. I mean, the kit wasn't cheap to begin with. I didn't do a good job. This is when I first made my first layout a long time ago. Before this one, probably a good 3, almost 4 years ago. So you know, since then you do a lot of kits and you learn how to model better, for sure. So that's a big plus too. So I'll just kind of take a piece of styrene, put it between here. Just gonna leave it the way it is, nice and weathered. I may even weather it up even more. Then what I'll do is go to Google find an inside of an old factory, or just basically maybe do this black. That'd be the easiest way to do it. Just put black construction paper or something over the back of this. Then the sides, of course, I've got, we're going to be probably about a section deep. So probably about maybe 2 inches, inch and a half deep. Probably just a section like this deep right here. So that is probably what I'm going to start. And actually, I'll probably just cut right along this brick right here. And that's how I'll do it. But that's what I got planned for my next project for sure. So I'm going to do that in the meantime, like I said, when I'm trying to figure out this grain elevator and get some more supplies for that. I got to make a trip to the hobby shop. So hopefully, let's see, I would go this Friday to a new hobby shop, but let's say I don't get off early. The next Friday that I get off early, our doggy has to go to the vet, and he's going to get checked out and maybe cleared to get fixed. He won't like that, but time has come for him to get fixed. So well, I don't know if we want to do that, Gotha, but yeah. Hello, Dave. Thank you for stopping in. Nice to see you here. Scully Kill River Valley, thank you for stopping in. Nice to see you. Good old Gotha, always good for a laugh. Anybody seen Jacob J lately? I'm friends with him on Facebook, but I haven't really seen him do much. Like he used to always do a live stream almost every night. And then he was working on his layout, and I haven't seen any updates from him. So I wonder if everything's going okay. So. Yes, Anthony. Yes. But our female dog will like it a lot. She'll be glad to be left alone. So, but other than that, he's been a very good dog. So. Oh well, okay, Sparky. That explains everything. Because I work around. So. Oh, okay. All right, which I knew he was going to move, and I didn't know what came of that. So that makes sense. Well, I'm glad he's doing okay. So, but it was always fun in his nightly live chats. Were always fun. So, but so I don't know if anybody has done any rail fanning lately. Hi, Digger. Thank you for stopping in. So. Well, I hope not, Shane. I hope not. So, Dave BNSF and Scaler, thank you for stopping in. So I don't know if anybody else has any projects they want to talk about, but that's a project I'm probably going to get ready to start. Kind of figure it out and see. Get started maybe on my backdrop a little bit, all the way down. I have to put in something because I have a gap because our walls are kind of crooked. So I got to do something because if I put a background flat, I'll either have to glue it to the backdrop or it's going to drop. So I want to make sure I have a nice scene all the way across. So I'm going to put probably some thicker cardstock, lay it down, cut it into strips, which I'll show you on a video when I do that. So that's true, Sparky. That's true. Too many. Rodney, you always have too many projects, buddy. You're always doing some kind of project. So. Yeah. Ooh. So, well, I didn't know that, Goff. I'm sorry to hear that. That absolutely sucks. So hopefully that gets better. So. That's true, Ken. That's absolutely true. Yep, yep. That's true, Shane. That's true. Which GP 10 is still on my list of stuff to get. Yes, I would love to have one of them on my layout. And of course, I think we know what railroad I want to have one in. Either an orange and white or an orange and gray. I think we all want to have that. So, um, but I really, other than that, maybe doing a little rail fanning. I see them on my way to work, which I think a couple weeks ago, or maybe it's in Wilmer's group. I posted a video of the NS when I was coming home, coming through the fog. Trains to pizza. That's true. That's what maybe I'll have after this. Trains to pizza. So, which right now the ICG is running on my layout, so it's doing a good job. So, yeah, that's really all I got going on. I don't know if anybody's rail fan. The thing that kind of maybe for rail fanning may hurt is Roy. I don't know if you know, but there's been a few videos of truck drivers, especially the guys that take the containers between ports on the West Coast. Interesting that they're not seeing very many containers right now. I think there was one video they showed no ships in the port, and it didn't look like maybe 50 to 70 containers, and they weren't really stacked high like you normally would see ports. They'd be stacked, all like 4 or 5 or 6 or more up on top of each other, and they go on pick them up. But so I don't know when that traffic will decrease, which I'm going to say probably very soon. Which I know a lot of people don't, they get tired of these intermodal trains, but I like watching them, especially on the BNSF intercontinental line up north, just about 30 miles north of me on the Transcon. I could sit at one of our favorite little towns where we go to eat sometimes and sit there for 20 minutes. I could see 3 to 4, maybe 5 trains on a good day. So, yeah, Goff, I agree. He has some great uploads. I do watch his too. They're really good. They're really good. Shane, yes. They still use those. They kind of scrapped a few of them and sold off some of them. When they went back and reformed the IC to the Death Star, but I would take either one. I take any paint scheme to have one. So, yeah, I mean, I know barges are shut down, so are ships actually too. So, yeah, I'm gonna imagine eventually we won't see as very many trees over here, but I imagine we're not going to see very many here in the near future on railroads. So, which I know is a big bread and butter for the railroads, as well as coal, which has gone through some changes as well, and traffic slows down, and that affects the railroad. So, I agree. You're naked. I agree. We have a lot of factories we could reopen. Uh, which treatment talking about, Gaffa? Uh, my treatments are just medication right now. So an additional trip for checkups to the doctor. So I'm okay with that. Doesn't bother me. So, oh, yeah, no, that's going fine, Gaffa. So it's been going fine for a while. So I'm just gonna keep my fingers crossed. So much so that I got a new job. So almost a year at this job. A couple months it'll be a year. So which is fun because on certain days when they open the railroad museum, on Saturdays when I work, I'd hear like the steam whistles going off and stuff. So um, it's very cool. I'm gonna have to go over there and make a video someday of the railroad museum. Yeah, that's what I do. So I work in parts. Obviously, this parts. I worked in parts for 20 plus years. So, um, and I work at Monticello. So, if you're familiar with that, You're Naked, which I think you are. I think Dwight Curley is too. They know they have a museum there, and it's pretty nice. They have some nice things. I've always told people they have the original SD40X, which is the first EMD run of a SD40. However, it had the short SD39 porch. I didn't have the extended porch, which is kind of unique. So they still have it. I don't know if it's running or not, but they do have it. Last I knew it was running, but I don't know. I haven't seen it out for a long time. Um, so I don't know. Oh, yeah. And I don't know if they have new. They get a few new cars here and there. But they have a lot of cool stuff. Some cabooses. They have a Wabash. They have an IC. They have a G&O caboose. Um, they have They have two ICs. They have the red one with the door in it. They have the orange with the eye on it. Wide vision. They have an N and W wide vision. I'm trying to think what other. They have a lot of cool stuff. A lot of it Midwest centered. So it's very cool. Yeah. I'd like to see them repaint that back to the original 950. That would be really cool. But I know being a museum, being a small museum, um, it's the funds that they don't have to do that. It takes a lot to repaint a locomotive. So, but that would be way cool. Yes, You're Naked. They still do, and they still run that. It's very cool. Um, very cool. Sparky, I agree. I need to get my town lighted here, and I think it would make a great nighttime scene. Nighttime running, especially in a big yard, I think that's really cool. If you could pull that off on your layout with the lights right and make a good video, I think it's very cool. It's always fun, especially if you have like the lamp posts and everything lit up like a real yard would be. I think it would be very cool to do a video like that. Well, I said try it out, Sparky. Try it out. We'll do a video. Just see how it looks. Yeah, especially with DCC now. Maybe you can change some of the lighting and the ditch lights on newer locomotives and things. I think a nighttime scene would be very cool. Of course, I'm kind of in that in between era, 80s, 90s, early 90s. So um, I think a couple of my Santa Fe SD40s have the ditch lights, but most of my stuff does not. So new green screen, that'd be that would be you have to try something with the green screen. One of the first, and I know he moved, and I haven't seen him ever come back. I'm trying to think of his channel. He had the little N scale layout based on Wisconsin town radio trains, I think it was. He kind of did a nighttime scene where like it was after a storm and there was lightning, and he used his camera for effects. I thought it was really cool. So the old Dwight. It's the old Burlington steam engine. Um, Yeah, Mendota had a few pieces along an old depot there on the Transcon line, which is a great place to sit there in Mendota too. But they had an old Milwaukee Road weird car there. They had a Metro liner that used to be the old IC orange and brown. Um, but I've seen that there before. I used to, when I drove, we'd go through Mendota and I'd do videos all the time and pictures. I never took a picture of it though. I always look for the BNSF to come through. So, but where did they move it to before it used to be? Where'd they move it to in Ottawa though? I didn't know they moved it down to Ottawa, which I haven't been in Ottawa in a long time, over a year and a half. So, because I don't travel, so basically travel to my job, and that's where I stay. So occasionally I get to, excuse me, make a run around town, but that's it. So yeah, we're definitely going to have to remind Sparky of that on Wednesday to definitely do that video. That'd be cool. I would have been kind of hard down here to do it. So oh no, I never saw it in I never saw it in Ottawa. I've only seen it in Mendota. But I do know that the old Rock Island station is still in Ottawa, which is cool. Along the Rock Island, there's a lot of stuff that still says Rock Island on it. It's still old stuff. So cool line to rail fan. I just don't know the schedule of the Iowa Interstate. I always want to catch the Iowa Interstate because that's one of my favorite Class 1 railroads, but I have not. I have not had the chance to spend some time in rail fanning anymore. Uh, Not up by the lakes. I'm more like in the center of the state, Shane. About 2.5 hours from the lakes. So, but we always been to Chicago once in a while. But don't really, honestly, I don't really care to go to Chicago. I like to see the museum once in a while, and that's it. And maybe someday go to Cubs game again. But really, don't really care. I like, I think our city's big enough. Some of the cities around here are big enough, and I really don't go to Chicago that much. So, which we had our old warehouse in Chicago, the last place I worked. I would get off, or you go past the big intermodal yard there. They have an Atkinson, I think, or Addison, Illinois. It's where the UPS has their big depot. And I don't know if FedEx is in there too, but um, yeah, that's true, Shane. That's no joke. Uh, so, um, but you go in there and it'd be a huge intermodal yard. The BNSF would be all over. They'd be switching with old, still up into the mid 2010s. They'd have a couple Burlington SD40s in the green, Cascade green and black, and they'd still be switching out containers. So it was very cool to see that. Yes, they do, Digger. The L is what they call it, and you can take it anywhere in this loop part of the city. So it is pretty cool. Uh, I mean, that's what I would do if we probably tried to go to Cub game. I'd take Amtrak up, and then take the L to Wrigley Field and then back to Union Station. I've been in Union Station since I was a kid in years. Um, Very cool because you go down underneath the city, and at the time I went there, it was like mid 80s, it's like 85. Um, Airline Bridge. Oh, yeah, you're naked. That's right. You can see all kinds of great cool. That's where you see a lot of the older videos of back in the glory days of trains running through Chicago. That's okay, Joe. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, you see a lot of the videos made from that spot, so that was pretty cool. Um, but yeah, the old Union Station, you go under the ground, and I remember as a kid, we when I was like 84, 85, when we took the Superliner up, which was awesome. As you know, as a kid, you're like, "Whoa, this is awesome!" And we went through the old IC or XGM&O Glen Yard and saw some cool stuff there, all kinds of old GM&O stuff. Um, but then when you get into the city, you see the commuters, and it was Burlington still using E8s, and some, I think F7s or 8s or F7s, I think, but mostly E8s, they were still using them. And the old Cascade Green running the Metros, which was very, very cool to see. I just thought that was awesome seeing them pull out because I have one on my model railroad, but I never saw one in person. And I got to saw one in person. I thought that was kind of cool. So, Shane, I believe some of it is yes. Oh, those old, I saw the IC, the newer versions. Then Metra took them over and repainted the Metra, but did see um, the silver, brown, and orange ones. They were kind of cool. They flew by. But the old heavyweight ones would have been cool to see. I do definitely agree with that. So, G and Dwayne. Um, oh, Chicago. Yeah, that would be. Union Station would be pretty cool. I haven't been there, like I said, in a long time, but you still see Metra, and they're using F40Hs. Uh, so I think it's still cool to see those going too. That's more my modern day passenger that I remember is the F40 PHs, and I still love that locomotive. That's one of my favorites. I've got two of them. I'm lucky to have two of them. Amtrak, two different numbers. But Dwayne, thank you for stopping in. See you later. Um, but Walters does have a cool elevated thing, Shane, and I think my dad's using that, which I'm going to have to do a video on his layout. I'm going to go over there. He's doing this area here in Bloomington in about the 70s, maybe, probably sometime in the 70s. Um, so he's got, and it's HO, and he's got it. He's been working on it a while. So um, he sends me some pictures. So I'll have to get over there and do a video and show you guys what's been going on with his layout. So, the bad thing about doing it here live stream is that I have a light bulb above my head, but unfortunately, it doesn't mean I have any ideas. So, yeah. Hey, Dale, PRR guy, Bass, how you doing? Um, yeah, he hasn't gotten to that part yet, Shane. He's got to build something up, so he might need my help figuring that out. So I'm gonna have to go over and help him out sometime with that in the near future. So if we get that opportunity, so to kind of build that up, and it would be cool to use. I use the Kato. I've used the Kato. Kato has their system of it too, but Walter's just as cool. It looks like the old time. Looks like the old elevated stuff in Chicago. It's very, very cool. There's a few bridges I've seen where I would use that for the prototype to look like it. I mean, I would have to run a flex track over it to make it look good, um, but actually, my Kato bridge over here across the river does not look too bad. So, train's still going. She hasn't blown up yet. Has not derailed either. So I've run a train for a good solid 40 minutes with no derailments. My old layout, I could never do that, which is why I started over. uh, so yeah, I still got some work to do on this layout, structures, and there's just so many projects on this. It's going to take me a while to, I start off with a bang, but now I'm slowed down a little bit, which is fine. Um, I think you enjoy it more once you slow down. I wanted to get one part scenic where I could get good pictures. I did that, and now I'm going to start working my way along this big part here forward. So, um, yeah, Shane, I know which one you're talking. That'd be a good kit to use. Yeah. Dwight, I hope not either. Unfortunately, it wasn't bad. Tearing it up wasn't bad because I mean, when I was starting over, I was literally completely starting over. I went from Flex Track and Atlas switches to Unitrack, which is going from a Pinto to a Cadillac. This track is just solid. I've had no issues with it. Other than put my yard together, getting it to fit is a little bit, it can be a little bit tedious, but we could get that figured out. And if you need to make a change and you haven't ballast over it and it's not permanent, it's easy to do. That's what I did back here with this part that where the grain facility is going to be once I get it built. I just changed it, just snapped it out and changed it, much like Easy Track. Very cool, Shane. I look forward to that. I think I like anybody that can do the great like steel mill type layout. I think like DJ's Trains did when he started. I thought that was fantastic. So I mean, now that thing's getting a little bit warmed up. It's a running. So by the Coke. So you're right, Dave. That is the best thing about that track system. It is bulletproof. Man, it's expensive, and I had to put a lot of money into it. What I did was, um, you are. Oh well, Nancy. You're gonna have more room for HO, but um, the benefits I understand. In scale's hard. It takes a lot of patience. Um, little bitty trains, little bitty track, little bitty structures. They're so hard to detail, so hard to do. Um, definitely for sure. So it can be trying. I understand, Nancy. So I know a lot of people do make the switch. I made the opposite switch. I went from HO to N scale to get more room. So, and there's our first knock on N scale. All right, just kidding, guys. But I'm the typical N scaler. I use Unitrack and I run Digitracks. There you go. I fit the prototype. Yeah, Nancy, what are you going to do with that stuff? Hopefully, somebody that's starting out and would be a good make them a good deal on it. Oh, very cool, Dale. Yeah, the DL 109 is a cool locomotive. Walters does make that version. They do make it in N scale too, but I don't have one because it's not really my era. Um, but Jerry was. uh, the original DL 109, that paint scheme, I would just have one of those on display. The original Rebel was silver, white, and red, and that was a very, very cool scheme. But yes, they do, Shane. I would agree with that. So okay, so if anybody wants some N scale structures and stuff, see Nancy. I need like a ton of structures to do, but I'm looking for like DMP, type structures. I need to get a bunch of these. I'll show you. Which I need to get more of these type structures. Which this I made myself out of styrene, and I made the marquee too. Let's see. John Wayne's playing Woodstock and Patton, and then of course I made my little signs on the edge here of different movies. Yeah, I don't know if this will get upgraded. Yep, there's a John Wayne poster right there. So this was my movie theater. Still be my movie theater. I may upgrade a little bit and fix this marquee here a little bit too. So, but yeah, I'm probably going to go with a few more of these. You can see I got the inside in here too, posted down. So when this is lit up, which Sparky's talking about, I really got to light some of my structures up, show off the insides. So thank you, You're Naked. Thank you, Digger. Yeah. This was on my old layout, and it just never really got showed off or was. This is going to be more, this other town I'm going to build is more of a suburban type scene, and it will be a lot of these structures and some high rises. And there's a guy on eBay from Canada that sells the card stock paper ones, and they look really nice. So I might try some of those, just to something different in there and see how it goes. Well, they're cheap too. It was like $12. So I think, if you get a big row of structures for $12 and they look really good in your layout, you know what? I'll buy some more. So something to look for a video in the future. Sometime. I'm putting those kits together like that. So, well, guys, I'm going to call it a night because my throat is starting to get dry, and I did not bring a drink down here. Wow. So Nancy, well, I'm glad you made me feel excited and see some videos on your HO stuff. Should be cool to see. So hopefully that goes well. So. So, well, guys, I'm going to go before my throat goes out. Thank you for stopping in tonight. Remember, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Eastern time, you have Sparky. And then Friday night, we have Cousin Vinny at 8 o'clock Eastern time. He's usually on. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you for stopping in. And I think Hot Rod Rodney is on Thursdays around 7 Eastern, maybe 8 Eastern, somewhere around there. So look for him too. And you guys have a good evening, and I will catch you guys later before my throat goes completely out. So good night, everybody. Thank you for stopping in, and look for some project videos coming up, because I'm going to start doing my new project this weekend. So